Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is our resident algorithm alchemist, Jackie Black. Thank you so much for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield.
Hooray, Rach. It's another day. It's another podcast. And
Yes.
today we're talking about love in the feed, soft launches, hard launches, and really the art of going public. It is such a huge part of people's relationships. So we thought we might as well dive in it since you're kind of exploring one right now, and I am back in the dating field.
Yes, ma'am, but madam, first things first. What are you drinking
Indeed.
today?
Uh, I have something that the people cannot get. Now, while you are drinking our classic,
Uncle
our
Nearest
love.
1856 premium whiskey. Once
Yes,
again, favorite. Yes, ma'am.
we love Uncle Nearest.
Yes, we do.
I am a lucky, lucky girl because I live in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And so every once in a while, I stumble upon some moonshine. And I got myself a little jar here full
Mm.
of homemade apple pie moonshine.
Oh
And
my.
I'm gonna pop this in to my hot tea that I just made because I love a splash of apple pie whiskey in
Yes,
my hot
ma'am.
tea. So
Mm-hmm.
good, makes it a little spicy, a little sweet. So
Mm-hmm.
I've got my tea ready to go. I've got my moonshine specially made. It's rainwater moonshine. That means they collected it from the sky.
You are so in the South.
I
As
really am.
me, you're like, I have rainwater moonshine. I'm like, I am using fancy
Glitter.
sprinkles, Morganite peach prism powder today. No special ice for me. I got behind schedule. But yes,
Fine.
here we go.
It's fine. I kind of
That's
put a lot of
fine.
whiskey in my tea. It's
Mm.
all good. And you got your freezer ice and your fancy cup and your pink sprinkles.
We do sure do. It's a little peachy, little peach pink. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, clink my drink. Clinkies.
Cheers. All right.
Let's get to it.
Mm. Yes, Jackie, as you said, we are talking about soft launches and hard launches for relationships today on the show. So, what are they and what do you do? What do we do? And as far as our relationships go.
Yeah.
So, you know what, I'm going to pass it over to you. You do go on more dates than I do.
I
Mm-hmm.
be dating.
You be dating.
I
Mm-hmm.
be dating.
Mm-hmm.
I broke up with somebody, had my heart broken, took my power back, and I was like, time for me to go on more adventures,
Yes.
please. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is I don't launch any of these people.
Yeah.
Not ever. Not ever. And I know you have a hard, fast rule for putting people on your social media, but social media has really made our relationships a part of our brand, right? Like, so
Yeah.
we go into these dates, we go into these relationships, like sometimes we're thinking, like, okay, I can't hard launch him into my social media because it's going to affect this, that, and the other. Some
Mm-hmm.
people, it actually might affect like brand deals, things like that. Other people have very large profiles. Like personally, I used to have a very, very large profile on social media. I had 80,000 on TikTok. I had at one point 50,000 on an Instagram. Both of those profiles are gone. But
Mm-hmm.
I have had those thoughts cross my mind, like, when can I post my man? Should I post my man? And then when you do, it really, really affects your perception from your audience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. I, launched my man when I got a TikTok because I was with him for I was with him for a couple of years at that point, and I didn't really think about hard launch, soft launch when we were together. But our big launch also came with so many other things from its own. We had our own hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Our hashtag was Jackie and the OG. Hashtag Jackie and the OG. Very catchy. Every time we posted, we got millions of views. Every time we posted, we got hundreds of comments, people in his DMs and mine.
Mm-hmm.
posting, and it really took on like its own persona. The relationship itself took
Hmm.
on its own persona
Yeah. Your
on the social
coupledom.
media. Yeah, the coupledom.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if we were ever going through anything, of course you can't post any of that. Your partner is going to be like butthurt about it, putting your business out there, obviously, but no relationship is perfect.
Hmm.
But we see it all the time. We see these couples on social media all the time, and they are only projecting all of their perfections. I know you've
Yes.
seen it.
Yeah.
Like, there are couples that I used to follow, and they got a divorce, and I was like, oh, yeah, they're not perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, because it's like you live the behind the scenes and everyone sees the highlight reel, and you,
That,
as a relationship, you do want to think that this is it. This is the greatest thing you ever had. Like, this relationship is the reason why you should believe in love, kind of thing.
right.
And um, yeah, especially it's like if social media brands are like, again, not for me, I don't post a ton, and as an elder millennial, my social media, I'm like, it's supposed to be fun, not a job, like how old do I sound right now? But
Oh, we're about to make ourselves sound just a smidge older
yeah,
because
old.
do
Yeah.
you remember Facebook relationship statuses and how like I was embarrassed to change my relationship status because then people would comment on it, but then some people would be like change, 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 and like nobody would ever comment on that. Like it was just so cringy, and like I hate using that word because fuck Gen Z and their goddamn words to describe millennials,
As
but
we're talking about hard launching and soft launching ism.
we I was
So
secondhand embarrassed
so
from the
here's
Facebook status change.
Yes, and I think I am one to learn lessons through other people. There was someone who when I was more active on Facebook, would just see his posts all the time. And I was like, I haven't seen this person since high school. I I know more about their life, the divorce they're going through, more than I should because this person is practically a stranger. They are only a Facebook friend, and there's someone I haven't seen since I was 17 years old. So I know too much about their lives. So at that point, it's like, I don't want to put too much of myself out there. Also, my social media is for me. It's mine. Yes, was I married, but it's like that is mine. He has his own social media for the things that he enjoys. But when I was going through my divorce, I, one, did not post anything on Facebook about my divorce.
No,
I
and we were friends back then. Your husband just disappeared from
just
your
disappeared.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook. Very classy.
And I
Very
remember, I remember saying, I'm not going to change my relationship status on Facebook until my divorce is finalized. Like,
right.
once I get the papers in hand, at that point, I will go and change my relationship status. I got the papers in hand. I went to go change my relationship status, realized I didn't have one. I had never filled that part out. Obviously, my name is my married name and not on Facebook. So it's like everyone, like, you could figure it out that I'm married, but it's
Yeah.
like, I also did not change my name back to my maiden name when I got divorced. So it was like there was no relationship status to change. So I was like, guess I don't have to change that anymore. So then it just stayed nothing. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go change my nothingness because I didn't have that status filled out into divorced.
Yeah.
I don't need, like, I like other people's cheese may. I don't like people up in my cheese may. So it's like, oh, well, if something wasn't already there, I don't have to go and like kick that
Announce
can of
it.
beans or anything. I was like, I don't have to announce it. Like, it's me.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference between being secretive and being private.
Right.
Like, I choose what to post. Of course, I'm going to post when I'm on vacation. I'm not going to post when I'm heartbroken or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
I,
It's the
yeah,
highlight
it's a
reel, like
highlight
you
reel.
said.
So it's like people can be suspicious or whatever. Like, someone was like, I thought you might be getting a divorce. I said, what was the tell? And she said, you only posted pictures of yourself at Disneyland. Like, it looked like you were alone at Disneyland. I was like, I was alone at Disneyland. And so I was like, yep, but that's fair. But so I also like I also soft launch the breakups as well, I guess, is also what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do really.
Mhm. But
You
from
don't really
going
launch people, but
Mhm.
you don't really like,
So let's put our definitions out there. So soft launching, saying if you're going to date someone new, you are putting, a picture of their arm next to you, like not their face, but people can see maybe in your stories that you are with someone. So it's
right?
kind of like, who are they with? What's going on? I guess it's going well. Who's this new person? And a hard launch is straight up kissy face at the thing, sunset in the
Yeah.
background, like an
Yeah.
announcement that you are now in a relationship.
Yeah.
Um, but
And what is your take on that? Because
whatever someone wants to do for themselves, good for them. I'm not here to tell other people how to live their lives. However, for my own personal boundaries, obviously I soft launched my divorce. But also, I just know myself, and it's like on social media, I'm not going to hard launch any romantic relationship until there is a ring on my finger and we are legally bound. There is paperwork now involved. So I will not hard launch somebody until I am married. That is me. So I guess I'm a soft launch relationship person. Like I could be with this person for 5 years, but I'm like, it's a soft launch, you know. But
yeah,
there will be sunset waves, beautiful picture in the background, kissy face, like ring in the face picture.
right,
That's the hard launch. At that
right.
point when I was like, you are not going anywhere. You are now legally bound to me. That's when the hard launch
You're
happens.
on my
Yeah.
soch means. And
At
like,
that, you're not
let's
going
be very
anywhere
clear,
anymore.
like
That's the hard launch.
a soft launch is a good thing,
Hmm.
really, like certain type of relationships. And like, why do people do them? They want to test the waters.
I think they do. And me, it's more
Like
of,
let people know, like, hey, I'm taken, and don't jump into my DMs.
yeah, also true. Like, again, it's being private versus being secretive. I don't date around so much that there's just this string after string, person after person after person. I am more of a long-term relationship person than a short-term relationship person. But
Sure.
also, I don't want to have to go through my social media and like scrub it all of somebody either.
I gotta do that.
So it's more of, I for my divorce, I kept all my pictures of my ex-husband on there. I didn't want to delete my life. But then I was just like, as you learn a lot going through a divorce, as one does, it's just realized like
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go through and justify this to anybody. So my social media is for my fun things. However, my boundaries are just soft launch only until we are legally bound by law.
Yeah.
However, if my person wants to post me, if I'm comfortable with that, I'm comfortable with that. Again, I'm not hiding our relationship,
Yeah.
but
You're just
I want
keeping
to
it private.
focus I want to focus on the realness of our relationship. I want to invest in real life and not social media. Even though it is a great relationship, I don't need to like post that for everyone else. The beauty of
Yeah.
my relationship is for the beauty of for me, is kind of how I
Yeah.
feel. Hmm.
Yeah.
I want
I feel
people
like
I want
it's
people
it's
being envious of my relationship because the way they see us interact in real life.
yeah, for sure. I feel like it's probably smart because you're absolutely avoiding any kind of embarrassment. Like, I had a girlfriend who was fully engaged,
Hmm.
and she did not, there was no soft launch of this man at all. It was from what everybody could see, she was a single mom. And then out of nowhere, boom, I'm engaged. Engagement pictures. No soft launch. It was just, here he is. And I shit you not, those pictures were taken down 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later.
Hmm.
And he was gone out of her life. That's it. It ended. They
God.
were fully moved in. So, like, I feel like the soft launch really helps you avoid that kind of embarrassment. Like, I personally did myself a little softer soft launch because I didn't announce that I was with somebody with like a official soft launch in my regular timeline feed, in my regular story.
Hmm.
I posted like one of those blurry pics, like a pic of just me, but you could see that he was also in the picture in the original. I
Hmm.
posted that, but I only posted it for my close friends. And my close friend story, if you guys are on Instagram and you are a female, you are on my close friend story.
Yep.
That is what it is. That story is for the girlies.
Yep.
Period. You guys know the tea about that. That is where I post it.
Hmm.
And I post a lot of my like more personal stuff only in
Hmm.
that girlies only, because let's just face it, I'm here for the girls, the gays, and the theys, and that's it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I put him in there, but
Hmm.
I shit like 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, gone. He was gone. And it is such for me, like when it comes to like soft launching, in my head, I'm like, if he's gone 2 weeks later after soft launching just for the girlies, then
Hmm.
absolutely he was not meant to ever hard launch
No, and
ever.
I do appreciate when it's just like you're at Disneyland and there's like the picture of his, but you're and like a big emoji over his face. You're like,
Yeah.
you don't deserve your face to be shown yet. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
no.
The ladies know I'm here with a man, but they don't know what you look like. And you're never getting on my page.
Absolutely
So I
not.
feel like a soft launch says, I have someone, but don't you dare ask me them.
Absolutely.
Don't ask
Mm.
me my business.
That's me, my
But I
business.
got somebody there. Somebody is there.
Mhm.
Somebody's in love. But shh, we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
But like then forget about the soft launch. Now we're coming to the hard launch. This is where you're gonna this is you. This is you, sister. The minute you get married,
Minute I
hard
get
launch.
married, I was
Boom.
like hard launch because I was like, it's real now. It's for real, real now. It's
Exactly.
like, yeah, I was like, okay. When you get married, I'm like, yeah, yeah, like it's for real. You're really married. I was like, you got to go through some stuff to now break up. So you're not going to hide the fact that, like, yeah, you got married, you know? Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, I just, for me, um, I, I don't ever post anyone that I am dating because it's like ever since my divorce with the like it's only ever been like 6 or 8 months, like not really long relationships with the exception of I'm the one I'm in now. um
Yeah.
but so it's just like, oh, nothing ever lasts longer than 6 months. So it's like, I'm not really gonna post the, kind of thing. And I would, the only man I ever posted on my Facebook social media was a platonic male friend. And then everyone was kind of like, oh, you're dating. It's like, no, I only post him because he was a platonic male friend. We would not date. I would, so it was just more of like, he's the only one that got posted because he's not that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
I also post a platonic male friend on
mhm.
my Facebook all the or my sorry, and my Instagram all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the time. Just a bestie.
It's
He
like
is not he is not it.
you could be absolutely sure of who I'm not dating by who actually makes it
Who's
onto the
making it to the
Instagram feed.
profile?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because
But
hard launches, they signal something. They civil like confidence,
mhm,
commitment. This is
yeah.
my person. It's
Hmm.
a way of like staking your claim almost for the whole public. So it makes so much sense for you to just wait until you're married. And I love it.
Yeah.
I personally can't wait to soft launch somebody, but it's never going to happen because I am never getting in one of those commitments ever again.
Yeah. And when
Literally
it comes
ever.
to like someone I'm dating, like if they want to tag me in a photo, if they want to do whatever, by all means, like again, we're being private, we're not being secretive. So it's like if they want to post me, that's totally fine. That's their whatever is comfortable for them. So I'm not like hiding from them or anything. It's just more of like if you want to post me, you can post me by all means. But it's like I'm not gonna put that on mine for me.
Yeah.
But it's
And
like, if you
so
want to take
there's this,
pictures
that's,
together, yeah. But
yeah,
again, it's more of like, I wouldn't mind being a couple that is on social media, not a social media couple.
yeah. And there's a distinct difference. But what you're actually talking about is a subtle hard launch.
Yeah.
It's a subtle hard launch.
I
So,
guess
right,
that is so hard.
you can go somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and like it could be like two plates and they tag you. If you're tagged, that's a hard launch.
Yeah.
That is not a soft launch. That's a hard launch. So make sure if that's the kind of thing that you're totally fine with, we got to define it. We got to make sure that you understand that this is what it is. You're being claimed. The
Yes.
the claim is staked
And
when
it's so
you get tagged on that date. and people can figure it out, you know?
It's so funny because on social media, I'm like an absolute I'm a hard launch person, but
Yeah.
only in this very extreme case of like there's a ring on my finger. However, I have been soft launching someone in my life in real life with my friends
Yeah.
because it's like as like if our long-term listeners know, Deadpool and I had broken up for a few months. We started talking and rekindling things, truly talking it
Yep.
out and working it out.
Yeah.
But now after you go through and tell all your besties like, fuck that guy, blah, 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 like we're never getting back together. I'm gonna stand on my business. I'm not saying I'm not standing on business. Like there has been
Your
changes.
business is stood on trust, but
Yeah.
all of us before were like, yeah, fuck that guy. And now we're like, all right, come on back. We're
All
fine.
right,
You're
come
fine.
on back. It would be all
Uh,
right. Like you've made amends, kind of thing.
if he gets the okay from what I lovingly call the demon squad,
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
you can come back. You're fine. Come on.
Absolutely, and no relationship is perfect. And again, we're
Right.
just figuring things out of like how we handle things. That is for, if you guys want to know the details, that is on Patreon, Tony Chunkless Cheese May.
It is.
So, quick shout out. But it's like, okay, after I have was moody and angry and like talked all this shit, now I have to be like, so Deadpool and I are just talking again. When
So
obviously we
remember
were
when we
doing more than
finally
talking, but I was
how we
like,
talked that shit? I take it back.
I had to soft launch him like back into my life. And now it's full hard launch of again in my life, but it's like I had to start warming up the people around me that like you're gonna hear his name more in my life. He's gonna could be around a little bit more. So it was like I had to I had to soft launch him back into my life.
Yeah, because and that's the thing. That's the risk of a hard launch, right? Like
Yeah.
there is a risk there of hard launching. And it is like what happens if it doesn't last? So my girlfriend had to deal with an onslaught of what happened?
Hmm.
What happened to your fiance?
Yeah.
You were just engaged last week. You were engaged for 2 weeks, and now he is gone. Like, what is going on? And especially if you have a larger platform. And I'm not even talking about like what I had. I'm talking like you got a couple of thousand,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Even at that point, people still will feel invested in your relationship to the point where the public breakup is going to have an expectation of an explanation.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's super, super hard. So I feel like the hard launch is like the digital equivalent of kissing on the lips in front of your ex, in front of all of your friends. It is period, end of story, label. And then the minute like you take that risk, you are running the risk of the consequences of everybody's about to be in your business.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh.
So it is like one of those
You're
things
like
I feel like our
Facebook a fish.
yeah, that Facebook official thing. And now it's Instagram, now it's TikTok, now it's all of these things where we feel like that is a persona that we have branded. And genuinely, all of your social media is absolutely your brand.
Yeah.
It is your invisible shadow that
You want to put
reaches out
out. Yeah.
farther than your physical shadow does.
Hmm.
And so people I feel like are really calculating how people are going to not only maybe behave in the relationship, but I think that people are taking this step further and how are we going to look together? How is this going to be good for my algorithm? Like and when you take that into account, you cannot believe a goddamn thing any of these couples, these Insta couples, these TikTok couples, what you're talking about, the social media couple, you can't believe a goddamn thing that's happening on
Hmm.
their social media whatsoever because that's what they think when they launch their people.
Hmm.
So it's just it's murky waters. And so I like that you have that. I'm gonna have a ring on my finger. I'll post my wedding pictures. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish that,
Like we'll be on vacation at the beach and he will be taking just fire pics of me at the beach.
yeah,
And then I'll post those. But the pictures of us together, it's like those are for us, you know?
yeah, absolutely. You know, one
I was
time
like,
I was on a date with Sledgehammer. I was on a date with Sledgehammer, and he goes, I would love to be the guy that you never post. I would love to be the guy behind the camera of all your fire photos that you never post. I
mhm.
was like, you're flirting with me.
Yeah. Be the Instagram boyfriend of like the one who takes all the photos, you know?
Yeah, the hand.
Yeah,
That's what he said. I'd love to be the hand in your photos. He's so funny.
exactly.
So, but yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna hard launch a single man ever in my life. I'm hard launching my girlfriends. I'm hard launching. I told a man today, I was like, don't even think about marriage with me.
Mhm.
I literally am engaged to like 7 different besties. Like I'm already called for.
I know. We got to get through them.
I'm
We got
sorry. I'm
Golden
marrying
Girls
a woman.
Compound.
I'm sorry. Like they're gonna get to a certain age and everybody's gonna be tired, and we're gonna be sister wives. Do not think you're long term with me.
Not that kind of
Bestie.
long term, right? Mm-mm.
No, no, not ever. So it's just it's just a part of dating that is so brand new. The launch,
Because social
you
media
know, it's
is
not
new. I mean, yes, it's been around 20 years, but it's like, what
that's new.
weird. Yeah, it is new as far as all the time and
Yeah.
eternity is concerned. But also, we're elder millennials, and it's like we came up. We were very no internet, very, you know, eh, just
Do you remember what our launches were? We didn't even have situationships. We were seeing dating somebody. We were a boyfriend and girlfriend with somebody, or we weren't. And we came to school holding hands.
hmm.
And then one day they were not holding hands anymore,
Yeah.
right? And then that was it.
Yeah.
And then the rumors went around about
Mhm.
who was at fault. And then that was the end of it. And it didn't get past 20 or 30 people. Now everybody has an audience. It is Truman Show out there for
Yeah.
so many people.
Yeah. And so it's like we know how to live our lives off of the computer. And so that's why I was like, if you ask, what is it, Gen Z now, it's like, no, their whole lives are like they live and die by the algorithm. And it's just like, no, social media is fun. And if it's not fun, I don't get on it, you know, with my 400 followers on Instagram, you know?
Yeah, I think I only have like 800. You're fine.
It's fine.
And
Yeah.
this is literally coming from somebody who used to have like over 100,000 combined on all social media
Because I want it
platforms.
to
So,
still be fun. I don't want
yes.
it to not, I don't want it to get to like exhausting where I don't enjoy it. Like I still enjoy social media and to keep a lot of my life to myself keeps it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's just
Hard
a whole
launch
new
with a wedding
process.
ring. That's when you're gonna know I'm like dating somebody finally.
Y'all just watch out for my close friend's story. I'm gonna start posting men. And you guys tell me which one I look best with.
Hmm.
None of them are
Which
getting
one on
shit
the
from me.
roster Jackie gets to be with?
Right.
Hmm.
Exactly. I'll just
Yeah.
start polls. So, do you have final thoughts, final takeaways?
Whether it's a soft launch or a hard launch, I just really think it's like whatever feels best for you. And again, you can soft launch until you hard launch, you know? So it's like, I think even, okay, so say Instagram stories, Insta stories. Like I would soft launch someone there because they disappear after 24 hours. But I was like, I'm not gonna, like, if you're on the timeline forever, it's like, that is a hard launch on a wedding day.
Yep.
That's a hard launch on a wedding day. I'm not gonna post you where it stays around forever. So I'm like a diet soft launch with like a firm hard launch.
Yeah.
That's who I am, you know.
Okay.
And if you want to know about my life, just ask. Listen to the podcast. Listen to Tony Chocolate's Cheese May. We really throw down on it. But however, it's like I just want everyone to like there's no wrong answer. It's just a preference of what you want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I do remember one of my besties, she just I think it was when she was engaged, she did a hard it was the caption was just hard launch and them kissing. I was like, okay, yeah, cool,
I
got it.
love that.
I love it. hmm I'm
I
not
love that.
there. I'm not there yet, even though, I do have a person of significance. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I just feel like that bad juju's gonna fall on me if I like post it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like I want to keep it sweet. I want to keep it for me. But
Yeah.
again, it's like I don't think if I ever got remarried, I would change my name at this point. However, it is it's just like boom kissing with a ring, one of like the quintessential wedding photo, you
Yeah, I
know?
love those.
That'd be
Yeah,
like,
with the ring on. I love
oh,
it.
she got married. She
She
kept
got
those close to her. She got
married.
that she kept those cards close to her vest. I was like, absolutely, I did, because it's mine. It's not anyone else's.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
What about you?
I I feel like I'm really into mantras lately. I've
Mhm.
got a mantra on my phone that I look at every day. I don't know if you can see it, but it has my word of the year at the top.
Mhm.
And I have a mantra. I say something every morning to really get me going. And I feel like I want to start a new thing. So
Mhm.
today we're going to talk about where I'm going to give you a power mantra. So it just has to do you'll understand. Here it is. I post with power. I protect my peace. I don't owe anyone a slideshow of my life.
Say it again.
I post with power. I protect my peace, and I do not owe anyone a slideshow of my life.
Yes.
I love it. I
Mm.
love it. Hold that power because you really don't. You don't owe nobody a fucking explanation. That's for
Mm-mm.
damn sure. Enjoy your
Yes.
relationship. Keep it private. Keep
I
it
know.
private.
Post those body pictures with the emoji
Yes.
face over it. Mm. Ha ha ha. Be like, buddy, you're something special when you get your face shown.
Your
Sorry, you haven't earned
face.
it yet.
Otherwise, get out of here.
Get out of here. I see you.
Skedaddle.
I see you shuffling those cards.
Yes. I'm
Is
ready to
it
go. I'm
ready to
feeling
go for
power.
tarot reading? Yes.
I'm
I
feeling
feel like
powerful. I'm feeling connected. I don't know how to explain it. Ever since my breakup, I've just been taking my power back day by day. Good things keep happening. My life is an adventure, and I cannot wait to see what happens next.
for our
So
visual, you have your power lip on. You have come
I
back to
do.
yourself, and I see it.
Look how shiny my hair is, first of all.
Mm. It's
Look
amazing
at that shine.
when you drop 180 pounds of dead weight.
180 pounds fucking gone.
Gun.
So good. So good. Let me put my glasses on. I can't see a damn thing. I swear to
Mm.
God. I'm already an old lady putting on my readers.
But we're so hot though.
That's true. That's true. I do look like your book is overdue. Meet me in the stacks, young man.
Gonna teach you a lesson. Just a
I'm
hot
going to
life
teach you a lesson.
lesson.
So let's go ahead. I had a couple already. That one is stuck together.
Mm.
I had a couple already jump out. Geez, they are really stuck. I wonder why.
Hmm.
All right, first things first, we have the Tower card, which is super interesting because we're talking about protecting our space.
Oh
The
yes.
Tower card reversed is what came out. And in the context of what we're talking about, like that soft launch mood, if you're not ready to show the full picture because you're still building or maybe rebuilding from emotional rubble,
Hmm.
Rachel, maybe after a previous heartbreak or flop, Jackie, then you don't have to. This card basically is saying you've already been through your upheaval and now you're low key protecting your peace.
Yes.
Okay. It's
Hmm.
just a fear of another fall that actually might be stopping you from really, really launching. So take your time. Take your time. Sometimes we soft launch not because we're unsure of love, but because we're still healing from
Hmm.
the collapse of it all. So like take your time. Don't feel the pressure, especially like if he's pressuring you. You guys,
Nah.
never.
Mm-mm. Not in a million.
Yep. Second card is the King of Wands. This is what you're protecting. First of all, he is jacked.
He's looking pretty good.
He's looking pretty jacked. This is hard launch energy. You're standing tall, you're radiating passion, and you're posting with a purpose.
Hmm.
It's about claiming your desires,
Yeah.
leading with your heart,
Hmm.
leading with fire. You're not just dating this man, this person, you're owning your own narrative. So the King of Wands posts the pic, tags the partner, dares anyone to say something. But once you're rebuilt, once you're ready.
Yes.
So timing is everything
Mm.
with the King of Wands. And then finally, we have the Six of Wands. This is what you're manifesting. Look at him. Celebration, success.
Hmm.
He is jacked. He is on stage. He is ready to win the prize. Okay. This is about the afterglow of finally getting your hard launch, which I love that you talked about how, like, not until I'm married. Once you put a fucking ring on my finger, then you guys are so cute comments are on their way,
Yeah.
right? It's
Hmm.
about being seen, supported, celebrated. This card really says that you're manifesting that type of validation, but not from others,
Hmm.
from yourself
Myself.
inside.
Yeah.
It is okay. You're ready to step in the spotlight. This is your main character moment. This is your main character moment. Post it, love it, live it. Post it, love it,
Live it.
live it. And then finally, we had the bonus card pop out. I'm sure you saw it jump out when I was
Hmm.
like shuffling.
Hmm.
This is the 10 of Swords. This is a shadow truth. A shadow truth. Okay. This card feels like it's not about you. It is the untagged X. It is representative of what we're not posting. It is betrayal. It is heartbreak. It is ghosting after a hard launch. It is the friend who saw it all. It reminds us, don't post in all happy ever afters.
Hmm.
Once you're ready, the 10 of Swords is like the ghost in the comments, the heartbreak that made you cautious in the first place. So don't be afraid of that glow up. Just understand that cautiousness is just you protecting yourself, you still rebuilding, but you have the ability to get to your ultimate manifestation card. You just have to go through the motions and
Yeah.
do the healing. Whatever you're rebuilding from, a quiet collapse, which is that tower reverse. Where did it go? It's all stacked up. Which is that tower reverse,
Mm-hmm.
stepping into your spotlight, the king and the six of wands. Where'd that one go? The king and the six of wands.
Hmm.
Or recovering from the blade, Jackie, that taught you boundaries. You don't owe anyone a post. You only owe yourself your own peace.
Hmm.
And that's the reading.
That's the reading.
Magic.
That's a good reading.
I know, I know. It made me kind of like hot all over.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It really feels like when that 10 of Swords came out,
Hmm.
it really is something like I learned a very heavy lesson, a very hard lesson about my boundaries, about what I need to do for myself in
Yes.
order to continue living that adventure of a life I have set up for myself.
Hmm.
And it is a very much a quiet reminder. Just you're rebuilding and you don't owe anybody an explanation for what happened to you, and just keep moving forward. Like you got a plan. You got a
Yeah.
plan. And this is reminding me like I was wounded, but I'm not fucking dead.
No, ma'am. Down but not out.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's right. If anything, I'm coming back worse than before.
In the best way.
In the best fucking way.
Oh,
I'm even more evil.
mwahahaha. Well, on that note, are you ready to join me over on Patreon for some Chonies Chunkless Cheese May?
Girlfriend, I am because I have it. I have the cheese may. It's nasty. Everybody get over there right now.
Well, on that note, I just want to let everyone know it is $3.95 a month plus tax on Patreon. It is linked in the show notes below. Meet us over there so you get all the piping hot tea that we cannot say here.
We
But
can't.
until then, thank you so much for listening to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield. Love
Love
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.